Hi everyone, this is Privet Palm Beach Presents, bringing you everything Palm Beach. We are jumping into our first collaboration with Perfectly Palm Beach, hosted by Jayne Chase. Please enjoy and subscribe to our Privet Palm Beach Presents Apple or Spotify channel to follow along.
Hey everybody, welcome to Perfectly Palm Beach. I'm your host, Jayne Chase, and I'm also the design editor at Quest Magazine. So while you're listening, hit that like button, subscribe to Quest Online. We're also doing a great collaboration, which I'm excited about, with Privet Palm Beach Presents. And we're off to the races with one of our very first podcasts. And I'm so happy to welcome today the two major people behind Nantucket By Design. We've got a major month of design here. It's kind of nutsy cuckoo. So joining me today is Marla and Bill Richards. Richards. And Ashley, what's your last name?
Mullen Sanford. I go by Bill.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what
Mullen
you went
Sanford,
by. Mullen.
Marla.
Okay. So guys, tell us about Nantucket By Design and how you created it. How did it start?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having us here. We're really excited to be here for the week. Basically, Bill and I got here yesterday, and we're setting up shop for the week. And our Nantucket By Design kickoff event is on Thursday at the Colony.
Can't wait.
And we're really excited about that.
Yeah,
and
you should be.
Yeah, and this will kick off our bigger event, which happens in the summer on Nantucket from July 14th to July 17th. And it's to benefit the Nantucket Historical Association.
That's how it started, right?
Correct.
So how many years have you guys been doing this?
This is our second year as co-chairs, but we've both been involved with the NHA and Nantucket By Design for quite a number of years.
Okay, it's been going a long time.
So
I don't remember it, you guys. I mean, I spent so many summers on Nantucket, but I can't remember.
Well, it started as an offshoot of the antique show.
Oh,
so that's probably why.
Okay.
And then it just sort of filtered out as a small event, like in 2016 or so, with some, good designers, but people who were really on Nantucket already, sort of thing.
Right.
And then over the last couple of years, we brought in designers from all around the country, and now we even have some international people coming in.
So how did you guys build that? Was there demand on the island for that?
Yeah.
Or
So it started out as the Nantucket Antique Show, which
I remember that, obviously.
had a huge following. And then basically what happened was there was so much interest in the design industry in general, right? Like not just sort of the umbrella of design, which has many different facets. And we were thinking, how can we kind of expand on that? And so it wasn't just the antique show, but kind of bringing in these enthusiasts. So it started out, we had a luncheon one year, and it was, one year we had a couple of panels, and we were sort of testing the waters. It was around 2012, 2013, where we were kind of testing the waters, and it was a huge success. People loved it. So by 2016, like Bill said, that's when we kind of launched officially Nantucket By Design, and it sort of became its own,
entity.
Its own entity.
And it took a few years.
And it took a few years. Yeah, and to kind of massage and figure out what people were looking for and what would interest them. I mean, because Nantucket's known for such, it's such an inspiration to so many people, especially in the design world.
A rich history.
There's so much rich history.
Right, it really does.
Architectural history.
No question.
Interior design history, fashion history. I mean, there's a lot there.
Were you guys surprised that it's such a summer colony that people, come there with their families? I mean, I know I did for years. And you pack your lunches, you go to the beach. It's a real place where you unwind and you read your books and you have family vacations. I'm surprised there was so much interest and demand in having, these massive events on the island, particularly about art and design.
I think we had a growing interest level. Prior to COVID.
Yeah.
But then in COVID, where people started spending more time in the home again, I think
That's such a good point, Bill.
A resurgence of interest.
Yeah.
And then I think we've amended the program so it's pulled in other people. Like we had Kit Kemp come in last year from Ferndale with all the hotels and things like that, which was uber interesting. Ken Falk came in talking not just about his residential design, but about his commercial projects as well. I mean, and people have been fascinated.
But I think you're right. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that after COVID, people were in their houses entertaining more. and spending more time in places like Nantucket, right? Because everybody was kind of running away from the cities.
And even if you look at how design aesthetic has changed, prior to COVID, people had these big open concept houses, sort of neutral colors, and the home was more of like a way stop. Let's grab something quick for dinner while we're at a sports game, or we're doing this, that, and the other thing.
Right.
But when people were trapped inside their houses again, people decided, we really do need rooms because we need to get a little bit of space away from each other. And then when people were spending more time in those rooms, it's like color can change my whole mood. Let's do some more color. And if you look at some of the recent magazines, you're seeing a lot more saturated color,
no question,
brighter colors.
Right. Well,
it's really kind of fun.
It's kind of, you're right. I think the coastal design kind of went through sort of a monochromatic kind of phase, and now things are much more colorful. But I'm so thrilled. I mean, I always have a wedding, or there's always something. Last year I had a wedding, I couldn't go, but everybody I know that goes absolutely loves it, says it's fantastic, and it's 4 days, which is a long time. Yeah.
So I think that the island in general, I mean, it's growing. You can't stop that, right? I mean, that's just the reality of any of these places. And I think that there's demand for more interesting stuff to do, right? The busier the island gets, the more people want, more experiential opportunities. Right. And I think that that's really what Nantucket by Design delivered, and did it in a way that felt incredibly authentic, because it really is about talking about Nantucket stories and talking about, like you're saying, coastal design, and bringing people to a place that feels sort of stuck in time. It's so special.
Right. It's so special to so many people.
Yes, there hasn't been much resistance to it. It's also, the summertime is a really important time for all of these organizations, period.
And
right?
all the retail stores, right? I mean, it's great for tourism.
And then we changed our sponsorship model, so we are all commercially sponsored right now. So once you change your model to commercial sponsors, they want more interface time with people on the island. So instead of it just being like a daytime luncheon event or something there, it's become day and night events.
Right.
And the nighttime stuff, come on, it's really
Dinners,
fun.
The mingling,
it's a lot of fun.
People love that networking.
Do a great job.
Yeah, so wonderful, guys.
And it's not just designers. I mean, there's a lot of enthusiasts. I mean, it's not necessarily, you don't have to be in the industry to want to go to some of this stuff and enjoy it. And I think that's one of the things we try and do every year, is to keep the panels different and interesting and have a lot of depth to it. So it's not just strictly all interior design. I mean, we talk a lot about craftsmanship. We like to talk about different artisans. We talk about preservation, and we're also
just all important themes on that island.
All important themes, and we try and also weave in, I guess, play on words, but fashion too, which is, there's so much cross collaborating that goes on now between the fashion industry and interior design. I mean, you're seeing a lot of the
who follows, it's the chicken or the egg. It depends on who you're talking to.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of these huge vendors they've all got, homeware lines now, and you're seeing that, some of these fashion designers are now pairing up with big interior design vendors and creating homeware, and it's very interesting. There's a lot of, so we talk about that too. And we do talk about commercial, and hospitality. So I think there's enough there.
I think the retail space the retail space has changed so much in terms of how people buy things.
That's experiential too.
Exactly. But those collaborations are exploding across every category in our lives.
And they're designing stores now to feel like you're at home. Right. I mean, there's something there that, that's why you're seeing so many more couches and lounges inside of stores. They want you to come. They want you to sit down and stay and, enjoy the experience. There's a lot of that.
But the more things change, the more they stay the same. The experience that you're talking about, it almost brings you back to the old days of the real old department stores.
Right, exactly.
Where you would have all those really
sort
beautiful
go for the day.
Vignette kind of things where you would sit down and experience the room before you bought it.
Right, like my father used to go shopping with my mother, and she would come out of the dressing room and, what do you think, honey?
Yep.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So this benefits the Historical Society, right?
The Nantucket Historical
Association. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So the Nantucket Historical Association, their mission is to, interpret and preserve the stories of Nantucket through their programs and through their properties. So they're a real integral part of the island. I mean, it's almost sort of the epicenter, if you will. Mm-hmm. And everybody knows the NHA because of the Whaling Museum as well.
Exactly.
And that's a huge
20
experience. But we also have other properties, right? So it's exactly.
Wait, talk about that. What do you mean you have other properties?
The NHA owns 20 other historic properties. 20 other historic properties ranging from the old mill to the old jail to we're in the middle of acquiring a property that will serve as a warehouse and storage and also for housing for some of the NHA employees.
Oh, so interesting, you guys.
But
so the associations
historical...
literally bought those properties and renovated them and
yes, and are preserving them.
Incredible.
Like the windmill. The thing with the windmill, and it's funny because the board president, Annabelle Folks, makes this point. It's a good one. People look at the windmill as just like this wooden structure. And when you talk about renovating it, they're like, oh, you're just going to slap some shingles on it, whatever. The windmill is a machine. So it's way more complicated than just putting shingles on it. Mm-hmm. To keep this thing operating is like the country's oldest mill.
It's the oldest working in the United States. People don't know that.
Wow. I never knew that.
No, I know. And people don't realize who owns it and who's actually preserving it.
Yeah,
and that's part of the NHA.
Goes into keeping that mechanism working.
Interesting.
And all of those buildings tell the story of Nantucket. You know, I mean, there's the whaling captains. I mean, the Hadwin House is, one of the most beautiful, Greek revival architecture in the country. I mean, it's gorgeous and it's on Main Street. And a lot of people don't realize that is the NHA. And so I think that this event is wonderful for that reason too, because we utilize these properties. And by doing that, we're bringing more people through and people like yourself are saying, oh my gosh, I never knew. I never knew this was here and that it was, open to the public as sort of a museum. Yeah. That also it was being protected by the NHA, that was really who's behind it.
I think that's where the authenticity comes in, you guys. It's like you're really giving the right kind of credence to the island and the love. You can feel you both feel the love for the island.
Well, the thing that was cool last year, with Marla mentioned the Hadwin House, our Palm Beach partner, the Colony, actually occupied that space, which we used as a combination welcome center and hospitality center. So it was kind of the primary spot where people went, and there was rosé and lunches and things like that, and various little pop-up sessions. Mataheta did a whole piece on China. The DLN did something. I mean, it turned out to be just a great gathering spot. DeGournay did a painting session. But it brought people into that space, and it wasn't just that. It was Greater Light, the historic home of the Monahan sisters. It was the 1800 house, which serves really where we do all of our arts and crafts on the island. But there was a garage set up in the back where one of the vendors. Christopher Farr was involved with Josh from Studio 534 to do they did a pop-up with a
cool
living room type setting. So people got to experience that, but then kind of poke around and you'd see people walking around and they're like, oh, I made this bracelet. I went to one of the classes.
I love that. That's so great. Well, since you brought up the Colony in Palm Beach, explain to us, how you guys ended up down here and how important Palm Beach is as a design center because it's exploding. I mean, Palm Beach is the bullseye.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think first and foremost, one of the reasons that this made sense to us as a place is for the reasons that we're saying about Nantucket is really the historical preservation. I mean, there's a lot of synergy there, and that matters very much to us. And I think we found that in a partner in Sarah, who obviously has done such a beautiful job with the Colony and reviving such a historical hotel and property. And she does so much in the community as well, and she just got it. Right? Like she got it. She got exactly.
Because she's so authentic herself. Correct. She is just so true to herself and to Palm Beach.
Exactly.
And her heart's always in the right place. We love her.
In the right place. So it made sense, right? It wasn't just, we're just going to head down to Palm Beach and have it, and have it be anyone, anywhere, anything, just
arrive and go, hello, we're here.
Exactly. I mean, I think for us to be here, it had to feel right. And I think that historical preservation piece is what really drove it, right? So because she got it, then she could, them coming to Nantucket. So this sort of reciprocal partnership was great. We can come down here, and then they could come to Nantucket during Nantucket by Design and kind of set up, and that made sense. So I would say that was the baseline. But then, to your point, I mean, just like Nantucket, I mean, Palm Beach is the epicenter of design and fashion.
It's one of those words you say. You say Palm Beach and people smile. You say Nantucket, people smile.
It evokes.
We have cross-pollination of people with homes in both places.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's more like we're all so lucky. It is sort of the Golden Triangle. So Palm Beachers leave here and they go to Nantucket and they go to Aspen or they go to the Hamptons. And the people that go to Nantucket love Nantucket. Like they love Palm Beach.
Right.
Oh, and I mean, it even carries forward to people who are asking for, they want merchandise now that says Palm Beach, Nantucket on it. It's just funny.
Well, we can talk, guys. We've got some merchandise
Let's
to
get
kind of
some
like
merch
coordinate.
going.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some.
But it's fun that people get that excited and want to come and listen to, the different things that we're going to talk about. This year, with Tommy Hilfiger and Cindy Renfrey on the podium. How exciting is that?
Oh, awesome. Well, Tommy was on the island for so long, and he loves it. Yeah. So,
and to Marla's point about the crossover, you have interior design, fashion crossover there. So that's a nice play there.
Right. That's a cool synergy.
And Cindy's a real talent.
And Cindy's a huge talent and has done all of Tommy's houses.
Yeah, 18 or something.
Yeah, 18 of them. Yeah, exactly.
Just incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah.
But the creativity in those, she doesn't just do the houses.
She's so creative. She's amazing.
I mean, she did a bar in one of the houses that had sort of that
bar
coral.
in the Hermes.
Oh my God! In the plaza, the plaza apartment.
Beautiful.
Oh, incredible. And really amazing. So can we talk a little bit about sort of the Palm Beach design style that's here and what you guys are sort of seeing? I mean, listen, you just said you've got Tommy and Cindy speaking, but overall, sort of what is the, kind of the synergy between Nantucket design style and Palm Beach design style that you're kind of seeing and that people relate to?
I mean, to me, it feels they're two islands that are so vibrant. They're so colorful. And again, they're so community driven. There's something about the design in each place that I feel evokes an emotion. It's very,
so that's interesting.
So like, I don't know. There's something very specific about each place that when you're in a place that's high design in either of these locations, I mean, it feels more emotional than it does just being in a beautiful home or being in a beautiful hotel. I mean,
you're not seeing, like you were talking before, Bill. I love what you're saying, Marla, but I'm curious about the actual design aspect of it. I mean, you were saying that we went from monochromatic to more color.
Right.
Is there more open floor plans or
color palettes?
So when you come down here, if I take a look at your dress, those are going to be more Palm Beach colors. I would think a little bit more of a tropical flair.
Yes.
But the light's different down here. The vegetation's different.
Yes,
the color of the leaf, just the palm fronds and everything, it's different than
like
what you find in New England.
Yeah.
New England, the color of the water is going to be different. The color of the sky.
Exactly. The light is different there.
But I think both places evoke a spirit of romance. And I think once you let your mind drift into those color palettes, you can really come up with some great stuff.
Right. So the color coming back is really,
it's more like a grayish blue,
wonderful,
right? Like a
there's a lot of blues, but it's interesting. I feel like what I've seen recently too is almost in design on Nantucket taking like a little page out of the Palm Beach playbook. I'm seeing a lot of kind of more Palm Beach type colors
really
popping up in Nantucket, which I think is great.
And things like that.
I was about to say a lot of rattan. And I think kind of playing on both, they're playing on both island vibes, right? It feels more island in the general term than it does specific to the nautical Nantucket design.
When you use the rattan in New England, though, I think it takes on more of a nautical feel.
It does take on
than the tropical feel. It's subtle difference, but I think it.
But I think people are taking more chances.
But I think actually the Historical Association is more involved in the design requirements on the island, right? Can you guys speak to that a little bit or no?
That's the Historic District Commission, which is part of the town.
Okay.
So they will regulate. They don't do anything on the interiors. It's the exterior of the building.
It's the exteriors, right.
So there's all kinds of photographic precedents and notations about how these buildings were built and what they should look like. So they regulate the windows, the paint color, the door style. They regulate whether or not you can put dormers on, what kind of railing you might have on your porch kind of thing. Which
even if you're way out in Nantucket or Cisco, it doesn't matter.
If you love Nantucket, you want to preserve it. So I think if you're going to buy in the island, you need to buy into this because that's what keeps and preserves it and it will keep that look that we all love.
that we all love. I know. I just adore it.
And that's the big difference between here and Nantucket.
Yeah.
You can't take as many risks on the exterior.
Right. Well, the architectural board here has gotten difficult, but which everyone is happy about, that they're making it a little bit harder.
Right.
But
everyone's happy until it's your house.
Until it's your house.
Until it's your I know.
Right. Then you just have to go along with it.
You've just got to go along with it. Exactly.
Right.
So guys, where is this going? Like, what's the plan? You're going to add more cities? Are you going to add more retail collaborations?
We'd like to do all of the above.
All the above.
All of the above are
okay. Everyone listening, do you hear that?
Yes.
Greenwich
We're coming to
actually is on our target list.
Oh, Greenwich is?
It is. Because we have one of our loyal sponsors is William Ravis Real Estate. In addition to our other loyal major co-sponsor, Woodmeister Master Builders, who plays in that area too. But Ravis is very strong in Greenwich, and we have a lot of Nantucket people.
A lot of New York.
I think Greenwich would really love that. You'd have to do it early, though, because everybody leaves to go to Nantucket.
Right, exactly.
We're actually thinking like April.
Yep.
So right before the graduations and all that kind of stuff.
And all the craziness. Exactly.
Last year was the first year we did it here, and it was a learning curve. We learned that the room needs to be a little bit darker if you're going to show slides. I mean, there was a bunch of things which if you do production work, I know you get this. So this year,
and I was at the lunch last year, so it
was a little bright, and maybe there weren't enough slides, and maybe this and that. So we took notes, and we hopefully Thursday is going to be a more improved version of what you saw last year.
Yeah, I think it's awesome that you have Tommy and Cindy.
Agreed.
Really, that's real. And talk about authentic. I mean, that's just.
And people like a little bit of celebrity too.
Yeah, and he's fabulous. He's very approachable, and he's around all the time, and really involved and gives back. And
it's just weird, not weird.
He's an easy guy. He's an easy guy to approach. He's great.
Palm Beach and Nantucket. So again, we have that cross-pollination of stuff. He just seemed like a very logical choice this year.
Exactly. And it's just one day down here, right, guys?
Yep.
Are there any private dinners or anything that you're sort of doing to kind of hype it, or not really?
Not really. We didn't.
Not really?
We didn't.
You didn't do
expand it that much, but I mean, we do have a lot of friends of the NHA that are, like we were saying, that are the migration.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that are down here right now that are friends of the NHA and that spend their summers in Nantucket.
There's next year.
There's next year.
There's
exactly
always
right.
next year.
I know. I'm thinking like
maybe we'll get some dinners.
Exactly.
But no, there's cocktail parties of people that know that we're down here and stuff like that, but nothing official added to the calendar other than our
Which probably
brunch.
Would work, though. I mean, the luncheon sold out in 24 hours?
Yeah, the luncheon sold out in 24 hours.
So I think very easily, if you added a cocktail party on the night before or something.
Not everybody can say that, Bill.
Yeah.
Not everybody can say that.
That's a big deal, guys. Yeah. I like that. That's good. That's good. I don't even think the BCRF sold out in 24 hours. And that was a fabulous lunch I was at yesterday. That was
it looked fabulous.
The people who couldn't get in last year were on it. Everybody was calling them, when are the tickets going on sale, et cetera, which is fun. It's nice.
It's so fun. And the colony's a great place to have it. Yeah. So what other cities are we thinking about? Can you share that with us? Or
Greenwich is probably the next target.
Yeah, Greenwich. We did talk about New York City, doing something in New York, which is easy. We have a lot of that sort of migration. And we talked about California, actually, doing something out there.
Wow,
believe it or not. Yep. Or San Fran, where Ken is.
Interesting.
So we'll see. But those are big ones.
Santa Barbara, Montecito could be fun too.
What about Dallas?
Would be amazing. Well, I was about to say Texas. I feel like that would
be really great. You should follow the Kips Bay model.
Exactly.
We do have a fair amount of people on Nantucket who hail from Texas.
No question.
But all over, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yes. Yeah. And design is so different there.
Yeah.
It's so big. Mm-hmm. I mean, the spaces are enormous. I'll never forget the very first time I went to Dallas. I had a friend from camp. And it was during those bat mitzvah, bar mitzvah days where, those were like my most popular times of my life. I think I peaked at 13. And I remember being in their house and they had Coca-Cola. Her parents' bedroom had Coca-Cola literally coming out of the faucets in their bathroom. I swear to you. I mean,
Good
as a
old days.
13-year-old kid, you think that's
The
like,
good old days.
now that's cool. I
Texas
mean, you
is
can't
go
believe
big or
it.
go home. I mean,
It's the
fun.
house was massive.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One floor went on for miles and miles and miles. It was incredible.
That's incredible.
Incredible. Yeah. Okay. So Texas, maybe California.
California.
What about Charlotte? Maybe
We almost did North Carolina this
we
year.
talked about the Carolina.
right. Because I think that's a big one too.
It's a big one.
Which is really awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you've really kind of formulated this cool business for yourselves. And I know, Bill, you're an interior designer.
Right. My partner and I have a firm, which he started before me. So it's his name, Gary McBurney Inc.
Everybody knows Gary. Yep.
We are headquartered in Boston. Gary and I live between New York and Palm Beach. And we're on Nantucket in the summertime.
You are living the life.
Right.
You are living the life.
We have a lot
Good
of
Lord.
travel for work, though. So you need a couple of landing spots.
You do.
No place has to be particularly glamorous. So long as we have a pillow and a bathrobe, we're good.
Oh yeah, can you imagine? I can just imagine what all those places look like. I'm sure they're fabulous. I know your house on Nantucket is fabulous. I've seen it. Yeah, really great. And Marla,
Yes.
you
Also
are
in interior design.
Okay.
Yes, based in Boston, but most of my work is on Nantucket. That's been my focus for, I don't know, the last 6-7 years.
Okay.
But I do have some big projects off island, but I would say that's been my wheelhouse for the last 6-7 years.
Right. I think the other difference between it, as I'm just thinking between Nantucket and Palm Beach, just to go back to this design thing, because I, as a design editor and somebody who loves design, and I do design projects kind of on the side as well. I've done them for years. I've just never been able to figure out, am I a journalist? Am I an interior designer? You got kind of go back and forth.
You don't need to decide these things. You don't have to be one.
Yeah, well, I guess, I don't know.
That's the world we live in.
Yeah, that's right.
Everything at once.
Is that Palm Beach is is a marathon. Like there's so much going on here socially.
Yes.
It is hard to keep up with it all.
It's very hard to keep up with all of it. And Nantucket has kind of, as I said before, kind of a family vibe, and people are there. It's harder to get to, obviously. You're in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, right? Palm Beach is an 18-mile island. We can fly in here, but it's obviously different geographically. Is it impossible? Has it become easier, I should say, to do design projects on Nantucket? Bill's shaking his head. No,
not at all. I mean,
the vendors aren't there. You got to bring everybody over, right?
The weather impairs your ability all the time.
And getting
people there, getting goods there,
getting the goods there.
Even you trying to do an install, you may not make it because of the boats aren't running or the plane shut down.
I know how
or
many.
if your goods are delayed, because you have to. There's always this step of getting it from the mainland to the island, right?
Exactly.
So if a percentage of your goods, say, which is normal, 10 to 15% of those are delayed, and you've got this truck scheduled to go over on a certain day, I mean, no, it's never easy.
It's so hard.
It's still never easy.
It's such a challenge.
It's a challenge.
I can't imagine it,
People
actually.
say, well, if it's so hard, why do you do it? We do it because we love it.
Because we love it, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's really what it comes
That's what
down
keeps
to.
that island so special, because it is hard to get to. That's right. Exactly.
Not for the faint of heart.
Yeah. Well, anything else, guys, you want to share with us today? We've loved having you in our new this cool new podcast spot.
Well, we gave a shout out to our two major co-sponsors who are coming back this year, both Woodmeister Master Builders and William Ravis. One thing we can announce for our July event, because
we haven't announced anything
on
really, so this is an exclusive.
Whoa, we love it.
Bill.
We have Patrick
first time
Frey.
first. Privet Palm Beach Presents. We've got it first. Yay!
That's it. We have Patrick Frey coming in from Pierre Frey to do our luncheon this year, which is a real
amazing.
I just saw he and his family in Paris during Deco Off. They're just wonderful people. He's a wealth of information.
He's a wealth of information. I've been to a lot of things, and he's done that.
The audience is really going to be pleased with it, I think.
He's got such great stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He really does. I mean, he is a walking history book.
Yes.
Right? So if he throws out a new fabric that he's pulled from the archives and they've done a different color on it, for instance, I mean, the stories just roll off his tongue. I know. I love it.
And he's flying in from...
But even as designers, too, we walked into his house, and it's like, I loved his house. He has this like circular entryway with a small piano right in the center. It's like the perfect party house, because he had somebody playing the piano.
Oh my gosh.
Someone is serving cocktails, and on one of the curved walls, he had a whole drapery bit that was just hung in a really beautiful way, and it disguised sort of the part that you don't always want to show people.
Yeah.
But it made the space even lovelier.
Love it.
It was fun.
Oh, that's so great. Where is his house in Paris?
On the left bank.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so he's flying,
right.
He's
so fun.
Paris, right? I mean, he's
so great. Has he been to Nantucket before?
He has. He said that he used to take his children to Nantucket when they were small.
Really?
So I think it's been a minute.
Wow.
He said he had been here.
So fun. That's so great. Love it.
And another announcement too is, so he'll be speaking at our luncheon, but we've changed the luncheon day to be the last day, right? But
we did it strategically.
Nuance, but
with this whole corporate sponsorship thing, it changed the way the week flowed, because people would do things during the day and then go off at night on their own. But now that you have the day and night thing coming, when you get to the last day, people are a little tired. And so we had some great speakers on the last day last year, but I think the turnout was a little light because people had been out too many nights the night before. So we decided, let's do the luncheon on the last day. So you may have been out every night that week, but
that's a good idea.
You can sleep in a little bit. You can take the extra minute, shower, and make yourself look however you want to look for the luncheon.
That's a good idea.
Enjoy it, and then the afternoon rolls into the closing part.
And I'm sorry, where did you say the luncheon is? Or you didn't say?
It's at the White Elephant.
Oh, it's at the White Elephant.
Yep.
Good. Okay.
Yep. So we're still doing it there.
Awesome.
And another big thing is our tickets go on sale April 7th, I believe.
April 7th.
And we do have a new, I don't think a lot of people know this. We didn't do like a big announcement yet, but we have our own dedicated website now. Very exciting, ladies and gentlemen.
We like that.
We like that. So NantucketByDesign.com has its own place on the web, which is exciting and makes it a lot easier, I think, for everybody.
If you dig into it,
you
can see pictures of Marla and myself.
Oh, right. Yes, you can dig in and see Bill and I.
That's right. You guys have great headshots. It's good.
Actually, those shots were taken by Robin London, who works for the NHA. She was a photographer as well.
Really?
So we're lucky to have her.
And just say the dates again for Nantucket by Design.
July 14th to the 17th.
Okay. And then
a Monday to
it's a Monday
to a Thursday. Like our closing party's on Thursday night.
I like that during the week.
We'd encourage everybody, if you think you want to come, investigate transit and housing like ASAP.
Right.
Because the better, not that you can't get there, but your choices kind of dwindle down pretty quickly.
They do. That's a very good point, Bill. Too bad Plum TV isn't around. You know?
I know.
I used to be on that all the time, and I thought it was such a great concept.
Such a great concept.
Because in terms of press, you have Nantucket Current
Agreed.
and Magazine and the papers and Inky, the Inky Mirror, and right? I mean, it's too bad.
It is too bad.
Maybe Privet Palm Beach Presents needs to go.
Well, it sounds like there's an opportunity there.
I don't know.
The next collab.
If you come to Nantucket by Design, it would be the perfect opportunity to check it out.
Yes, that's right. Exactly. It's right. Yeah. Anyways, okay, guys. Well, I'm so happy to have had you today in the studio, and so much fun.
And thank you for having us in Palm Beach, and for
I
Palm
can't
Beach
wait
for opening
tomorrow.
up their arms and doors to us. We're really grateful for that as well.
It's really nice. I think February has become like Design Month here.
I know, it's become Design Month.
It's crazy, so much going on.
It's wonderful.
Kips Bay, you guys.
Days.
I'm co-hosting the tabletop event at the Colony on Monday.
I love that. I love
fun.
that event.
It's really going to be great. You're not doing it? No, I know you're not.
We did it a couple of years. It's the Holiday House event, right?
Holiday House event, right? With Iris, and I'm moderating a panel on Sunday night. Are you guys going to still be here?
I'm not.
I'm leaving. I'm going to California.
Yeah. Oh, you are.
Bill's never in one place for very long.
Oh my God! I swear I'm going to come back as an interior.
I'm going to come back as Bill.
Me too.
Yeah,
I know.
That's exactly right.
Okay, guys.
You'd only want to come back in my later life. Trust me.
Oh, goodness. Here we go. That's for another podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We will get very personal.
Exactly. And if you didn't go through the early part, you wouldn't be you.
That's true.
Yes, exactly. Anyways, all right, guys. Marla, Bill, you've just been wonderful guests. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
On Perfectly
Palm
Beach.
See you on Thursday, I hope. And
you bet. Front and center.
On Nantucket.
Definitely. Well, I don't know.
Maybe Greenwich.
I hope so. Maybe Greenwich. That's where I raised my kids, so that's where I go back to. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah, great.
Thanks again.
Great. Thank you.
Please subscribe to our Privet Palm Beach Presents channel on Apple or Spotify to make sure you don't miss an episode, and check out theprivet.com to see the rest of our offerings. Privet Palm Beach Presents is produced by Team Privet, including Summers Laffey, Will Cannon, our friends at Mass Inbound, and music by Kevin MacLeod.